What's up, budget billers? My name is Trill, and I am back again with another fourth stimulus check update. The infrastructure bill, where we have those two parts. The first is the physical infrastructure, which is the bipartisan bill that was passed by the Senate and now sitting with the House of Representatives. And then part two of the bill, which is the human infrastructure bill that provides stimulus relief aid to the American people, which is currently sitting with the Senate right now and awaiting to be passed. This bill will be passed as a budget resolution bill worth $3.5 trillion, which will be the largest stimulus package that we have ever seen. Americans are hoping that this bill will end up including a fourth stimulus check, as studies have shown that the previous three stimulus checks have helped to prevent millions of Americans from falling into poverty. Now, in addition to that, we also have about 4 states that are planning on providing its own statewide stimulus checks coming soon, as most Americans continue to wait on the government to approve of the fourth stimulus check. States have wanted to step up and use some of the stimulus relief aid from the American Rescue Plan to give it to the residents of the state. And one state will be sending those checks out as early as this week. Now, also, we recently received news that President Biden and the USDA has issued an increase in the SNAP food stamp benefits. SNAP recipients will be receiving a 25% increase in benefits starting on October the 1st. If you want more information on that, be sure to check out my video from yesterday where I discussed the details of that. Now, today could be a very big day, guys, for us, because the House of Representatives will be returning back to Washington. Yes, from their long recess break. Now, will Nancy Pelosi bring the bipartisan bill to the floor for a vote? Or is Pelosi and her gang still creating a stalemate on passing the first part of the infrastructure package? Now, those are just some of the topics that we are going to cover today. But if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. On this channel, we talk about finance, real estate, credit cards, Bitcoin and crypto, and stimulus update news. So if you're interested in any of those, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. That way you can join our community. Also, if you end up liking the content in this video or even laughing at one of my jokes, then be sure to like this video. Other than that, guys, hey, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, guys, the United States continue to be held down with all sorts of financial situations. We have been dealing with the pandemic from the deadly virus for more than 18 months now. We thought the original virus was almost gone, and then its brother, the Delta variant, decided to show up. Then we had to deal with the hunger and the people losing their jobs and their homes in the process. And then we evacuate from our troops from Afghanistan, where we have been there for almost 20 years, and the Taliban completely took over the country within a matter of days. Now the U.S. is fighting to evacuate our troops and our allies and Americans that are still there. Also, the U.S. right now is dealing with this guy named Henry, who shows up in the form of large water waves that are threatening the East Coast right now. So far, 22 people have died from the deadly storm and surging waters in Tennessee. We continue to deal with too many issues at once, and it seems like none of them will ever end. However, in the meantime, while Americans are still struggling, we could be on the verge of passing the largest stimulus package in the United States history. Part 2 of the infrastructure package has a price tag of $3.5 trillion and is currently trying to be passed in the Senate, led by Chuck Schumer. This is the budget resolution bill that only needs 50 votes to pass instead of the normal 60 votes. Democrats plan to pass this budget resolution bill sometime this week in the Senate. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives are returning back to Washington today. The pressure has been up against Nancy Pelosi over the past few weeks in regards to holding off on a vote on the bipartisan bill that was already passed in the Senate. As of now, about 9 lawmakers have threatened Nancy Pelosi that if she doesn't bring the bill to a vote quickly, they could vote against the budget resolution bill, which could really cause damage to President Biden's Build Back Better agenda. Right now, the Democrats need all 50 votes in order to pass the budget resolution bill. So if Pelosi doesn't vote on the bipartisan bill sometime this week, that could mean some very bad news for the Democrats' party. But considering the House is returning today, Could Nancy Pelosi change her mind and start the voting process? There has been a stalemate in Washington over Pelosi's strategy of wanting to bring both infrastructure packages to the floor at the same time. But the Republicans feel that everyone took the time and the long hours to pass part of the one bill in the Senate, and it should not wait any longer from bringing stimulus aid to the physical infrastructure of this country. Now, the White House and officials believe that the 9 lawmakers will eventually back down from their stance on voting against the budget resolution bill. But in the meantime, time is looking very thin on whether the bipartisan bill remains an objective. The House will return sometime today from a 7-week-long recess break, and Pelosi is excited to have the House back at work. Pelosi reiterated on Saturday about her dual-track approach through a letter. She wrote, "The House is hard at work to enact both the Build Back Better plan and the bipartisan infrastructure bill before October the 1st, when the BIF would go into effect." The BIF is the bipartisan infrastructure framework. So it does look like a little bit troubling so far regarding the bipartisan bill being passed in the House, which could spew over into the budget resolution bill. However, Pelosi feels pretty confident in her approach of making sure that the bills are able to pass both chambers. So, if things continue to go well today, we could very well see a procedural vote in the House on the bipartisan bill. Unless the lawmakers return back to work today and they spend all of their time discussing where they all went on their research break. You know how we always do with our coworkers, right? In the meantime, guys, I will keep you guys posted on any breaking news that we receive today. Now, in addition, President Biden is still trying to recover from all of the backlash that he has been receiving over the results of pulling our troops from Afghanistan. Biden is trying to reset everything that has transpired over the past week in Kabul, which has been a total nightmare. Biden is trying to convince Americans that he is still in charge and will do everything in his power to correct the issue at hand. He announced on Sunday that they are working hard and as fast as they can to get the people out, but that proposes some risk involved in doing so. He said, "Our determination to get every American citizen home and to evacuate our Afghan allies is unwavering." Meanwhile, the White House has been planning a strategy in order to evacuate the people. So far, President Biden and the Pentagon are keeping their plans under tight security as they fear of the Taliban may be planning an attack on our military in the process. I'm more than sure that we will have lots of updates regarding this situation throughout the week, guys, and I will try to keep you posted as they come. And then, as a result of all of this, President Biden's approval rating hits the lowest point yet, mostly because of the virus surge and the Afghan chaos, which is why Biden is trying to make things right now, mostly with the withdrawal of our troops and the Taliban taking over and undoing what our military has been doing for the past 20 years. A recent poll conducted showed that Biden's job performance rating at a 49% approval. Can Biden recover from this once things are under control in Afghanistan and everyone is safe? Hopefully no more of our troops have to die there as a result of all of this. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some good news for a change, guys. While Americans continue to wait for a fourth stimulus payment from the government, 4 states are trying to respond much quicker. 4 states are planning on providing a state stimulus check to their residents. So far, we have California, Florida, New Mexico, and Tennessee have all set aside funds to provide direct payments to its residents. For starters, in July, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a $100 billion recovery package that will enable stimulus payments to go out to millions of residents. This will be the second stimulus check for the state since the pandemic, and that will be in the form of a $600 check. Also, we have Florida, which is offering a one-time $1,000 stimulus check. These are expected to start hitting bank accounts sometime this week. These will be going to first responders as well as our teachers and educators. This will be going out over the next 2 weeks. And then we have New Mexico, where they are saying that thousands of low-income individuals should expect to receive a one-time check of up to $750. According to the New Mexico Human Services Department, this is part of the program that provides financial assistance to low-income households. And then we have Tennessee, who has gotten hammered from the hurricane/tropical storm Henry. They are offering a $1,000 stimulus checks to teachers. Full-time teachers will receive $1,000 and part-time teachers will receive a $500 check. Now those payments will go out through the remaining of this year. Now, I do want to offer the other 4 states that have already offered their state stimulus checks in the past. We have Colorado, Maryland, Georgia, and Michigan have all offered their own stimulus checks to its residents. And then Texas is in the process of approving its statewide stimulus checks, but so far, only a handful of cities are offering a bonus to its school districts. Now, I hope this information today was helpful for some of you out there. But anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, this has been another 4th stimulus check update as well as our daily news bites. If you enjoyed any of this information or found it to be useful, be sure to hit the like button for us. It definitely helps out a lot, and it also tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me so that you can be a part of this community, and hit the notification bell to be notified of each new video. Again, as always, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.